Welcome back to me mercilessly dragging Steve Randa. When we last left off, Steve was rubbing his hands together like Birdman upon running into his emotionally vulnerable ex-girlfriend, ready to swoop in and begin his long-standing plan to siphon resources from her. Though he whined about not being good enough for her during round one,
Miranda, you need to be with a guy who's more on your level. Being in that store with you, I didn't feel good about myself.
he has quickly gotten over this and is shoving his pride aside to make sure that he has unfettered access to Miranda's amenities. If you're enjoying the breakdown this far, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. But first, a word from our sponsor, Bellessa. They're doing a massive toy giveaway where everyone wins a free toy or gift card. Has this ever happened to you?
I organize for you.
Oh my god, what is that?
Magda had discovered Miranda's goodie drawer.
Maybe she should have gotten a more discreet toy. Avoid potential clashings with your uptight cleaning lady this holiday season and fully embrace, celebrate, explore, and express your smegduality with a spicy toy from Bellessa, a woman-owned company. I'm partnering with them to do a massive giveaway this holiday season. Bellessa products are made 100% from premium medical-grade silicone, meaning they are body fun and, most importantly, body safe. They are also discreet and come in these adorable cases, so if you don't want your cleaning lady seeing your goods, you can disguise them. I mean, come on, look at this case. It looks like it's for your earbuds. They are waterproof and USB rechargeable as well, so you can literally juice them up while you're slowly wasting away working from home every single day. This is definitely my favorite thing about Bellessa, how discreet and unassuming they are.
Oh, it's so cute! Oh, I thought it would be all scary and weird, but it isn't.
These toys are perfect for the beginners and Samanthas alike. My personal favorite is the Air Vibe, which is bendable, it's soft, and it has varying speeds designed to properly stimulate,
You know that little thing.
and the 7th letter of the alphabet spot. Plus, it's silent. They also sent me the Pebble, which is ergonomically designed to fit in your hand, and it only moves when you tell it to. No more annoying pattern speeds. What else would you want in a spicy toy? Oh, you want more? Well then, I probably recommend the Thump. It utilizes Bellessa's improved Pleasure Jet technology, plus it sucks, vibrates, and, well, thumps. Bellessa even has a dog policy. Yes, you heard me right, they have a dog policy. If your dog manages to get a hold of your precious Bellessa toy, just send them a photo of your mischievous little fur baby and receive a new one in exchange. That's so clutch, I love that. It's like spicy toy insurance. That's amazing. Everyone who signs up at the link in my description wins a free toy or gift card to make your holidays less stressful. There's literally something here for everybody. If you sat through this ad, thank you so much. It's my literal first ever sponsorship. And also thank you all for 20K. Okay, on to the mess. We start off this new season en route to a different island with the girls on the Staten Island ferry accompanying Carrie for some fun with the female gaze. Shirtless white guys dancing in a club, taking their shirts off in the club. Whole bunch of girls losing their crap. Oh my god, he's so hot. And Roger Sterling thinks Carrie's hot, but they date for a second and then she dumps him because she don't want him to pee on her. During the festivities, Miranda clarifies that she and Steve are not together. They are simply friends who go horizontal from time to time.
Why do you even care if you think Steve has Steve? I do not have Steve. There is no having of the Steve. We're just friends.
Later, Miranda is telling Steve about her pending LASIK surgery.
And then they slit your eyeball open and flip up the top.
Oh man, gross.
Steve, it just flips right up. Flip my eye.
Of course, he immediately offers to take her home so he can have an excuse to spend the night in her apartment, but Miranda has already assigned that task to Carrie.
I'm gonna come down and hold your hand. I just like to be there. Yeah, to help you, whatever.
I'm gonna ask Carrie.
Big mistake.
I was unable to take Miranda to her laser surgery due to a looming column deadline. She didn't call Steve. She decided to take things into her own hands.
Miranda successfully avoids a Final Destination-esque LASIK surgery mishap and awakes from her drug-induced slumber.
Your friend is here.
Carrie?
Actually, no, it's me. Gary thought you might need a little help. Is that okay?
Okay, what the actual fuck, Carrie? Why didn't you ask one of the other girls to help her instead of Steve? You know damn well that Miranda wanted you to help her get home because she trusts you for some reason. You also know that Miranda is not trying to further advance anything with Steve because she's unsure about him. But you couldn't even spare an hour to simply get your friend into her bed because you're always late on your column?
I'm way behind on my column anyway. I'm on deadline and this cappuccino just kicked in. I've got a deadline. I forgot. I have that deadline. I've got a deadline. I've got a deadline. Unmet deadlines. I fake cried to my editor when I missed a deadline.
And instead delegate that task last minute to the guy who dumped her right before a work event? Carrie is
A piece of garbage.
When she wakes up, Miranda starts to see Steve as an option again. Well, kinda.
How about a movie Wednesday night?
I'm not sure. I might be working.
Thursday then.
I'll see.
What, do you have plans?
Steve, you can't just assume that I'm gonna be free every night.
Is it a date? Who are you dating?
Nobody in particular.
Anybody specific?
What is this, the third degree?
I'm not dating anyone else. I just want to see you exclusively.
I like you, and I want you.
The answer is very obviously a resounding hell no, because Miranda even whines to Carrie about Steve wanting to get back together with her.
Last night, as we were walking home from dinner, Steve asked me to go steady.
Well, how many other guys are you dating?
That's not the point. I'm just so ambivalent about Steve and moving forward.
Well, you did let him back in your life.
So, maybe I should just be honest and tell him what I'm really feeling, which is, what if somebody better comes along?
Her reason for said ambivalence is because she knows that deep down, she could do better. However, because the show is inherently misogynistic, it is constantly shoved down the audience's throat that Miranda, who is typically seen as the least attractive and most bitchy of the girls, should be happy that someone, anyone, is asking her to be his girlfriend. Steve knows he has to step it up a little bit in order to completely disarm Miranda.
You're the best woman I ever met. I love you, Miranda. I really do.
What's that saying? No one falls in love faster than a man who needs a place to stay? Because seriously, how long has it been in universe? A few weeks? A few months? What changed between the time he dumped her to the time he decided he all of a sudden loves her? So anyways, Miranda and Steve are back together again, and all she's doing is setting him up for success later on. In a boss move, she hires a housekeeper.
After more than a decade of domestic independence, Miranda had finally opened herself up to a relationship.
Good morning.
With a cleaning lady.
Unfortunately, as much as Magda is a fan favorite, she ends up echoing what Miranda fears the most as an unmarried, child-free woman in her 30s, that she's not womaning right.
You know what? I always drink my coffee out of my law school class of 90 mug.
I bring you nice herbal teas. Tea is better for you.
I prefer coffee. Thank you. Why do I have a rolling pin?
It's for you to make pies. It's good for women to make pies.
No, that drawer doesn't need organizing.
Magda had discovered Miranda's goodie drawer.
Who is this and what is she doing in my bedroom? And where's my other thing?
No man will marry you if that is by bed. It means you don't need him.
I'm about to beat this up.
Magda, what I don't need is another mother. I need a housekeeper who will clean my apartment and stop judging me because I'm a 34-year-old single woman living in New York. I drink coffee and have sex and buy pies and enjoy battery-operated devices. If you can't deal with that, I will find another housekeeper who can.
Oh, now that's how you clear a bitch.
And although Magda eventually comes to accept her employer's lifestyle,
Magda realized that while single women in New York never make pies, they sometimes make guys.
she is still made to feel bad for not aspiring to be a trad wife the way it was fiercely promoted for Magda's generation.
It's like I hired my mother.
After attending an art show with her girlfriends, Miranda goes home and sees that Steve has broken in and made himself comfortable.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Paul, why is you here? I still got your key from when I fed your cat that time.
He doesn't have to work until 10, so instead of hanging out with friends, does he even have friends? Or finding something else to do, he's walking around, eating whatever leftovers Miranda has in her fridge, scratching his balls and then sniffing his fingers while farting in his girlfriend's apartment, waiting for her arrival so he can grab an orgasm before he goes to work.
Did you have to work tonight?
I got till 10.
Steve has it made. Miranda, on the other hand, is suffering because her life is becoming increasingly harder. Steve is a slob, so naturally his things are scattered all around her apartment just waiting for Magda or Miranda to neatly put away. Her disdain for Steve's presence is further shown when she leaves her friends early just so she can be in her apartment alone for a few hours.
Hey, where are you going?
Home. Steve's playing basketball. That means at least 3 hours of blissfully uninterrupted alone time.
His continual leeching of Miranda and her resources finally causes her to confront him when he begins hogging her bed.
Hey, you're on my side. My pillow, my guest pillow.
Tomorrow, we'll go buy some paint and we'll draw a line down the middle for you. Go to sleep.
Bruh.
That pile, your stuff, you have to keep it neater.
Well, maybe if you could spare a drawer or something.
You want a drawer?
Then Steve actually tells Miranda,
Actually, I'd like to move in.
First of all, bitch.
you don't just tell someone that you want to move in, they have to ask you to move in with them. Second of all, he didn't even ask if he could move in. He just tells her that he'd like to, as if he's entitled to her space just because they're in a relationship. And third of all, Steve, I can't even think of another reason right now. Oh, and I love how Carrie's voiceover acts like Miranda and all women everywhere should be honored to want to take care of a grown man.
Actually, I'd like to move in.
Most single women dream of this moment. Most single women but Miranda.
Miranda obviously replies negatively because they did just get back together and she's beginning to feel suffocated.
We're practically living together anyway.
Yeah, but we're not. Look, we just started dating again. There's no need to go at warp speed here.
Steve pouts his lips and prepares to leave, but not before guilting Miranda into eventually changing her mind by telling her that she's too masculine.
Now get out of your hair. I'll leave the key.
No, don't leave the key. I need my space. I feel like I'm being suffocated.
Jesus, Miranda. It's like you're the guy sometimes.
Okay, so if Miranda is the guy, then what does that make Steve? Sadly, Miranda takes Steve's comments to heart and drags Carrie to a trendy dance class.
This is gonna help you be a woman?
I'm gonna find my inner goddess if it kills me.
Open yourself like a lotus flower. And pop your hip. Come on, pop your hip. Pop your hip. Come on, pop your hip.
My hips don't pop. I'm a guy.
Miranda isn't feeling it because she's a gym girly and also because she's beginning to doubt her femininity. All because she doesn't want to let her boyfriend mooch off of her.
I'm never gonna be a girly girl.
Carrie is a shitty friend, so instead of telling Miranda that she can do better than someone who makes her feel like she's always in the wrong for having boundaries, Carrie suggests that her problem is simply her inability to share.
I do love him. I do.
I know, sweetie.
So what's my problem?
I think in any relationship, one person's the alpha dog. That's you. You don't want to share your water dish.
Girl, shut the fuck up.
Miranda comes home later to a Steve-less apartment and is sad for some reason. So Miranda immediately course corrects by inviting Steve over to give him the trad wife special. Although she can't cook, since this is what women are supposed to do, she's attempting to make pasta. But the universe swiftly puts an end to that.
I'm late. I know I'm late. I was gonna make you dinner and then this conference call went over like 2 hours. And I went to the market and the recipe calls for extra virgin olive oil and they only had virgin. And how the hell do I know the difference since they don't even cook? So I just scrapped the whole thing and got the stuff in the jar. And I'm late.
Maybe if Steve had actually, I don't know, grabbed those bags from her so she wouldn't have dropped the pasta sauce, this wouldn't have happened, but whatever. Miranda breaks down, once again feeling like she is failing at womanhood.
I've never lived with anybody before, and I'm stubborn, and I like the remote, and I can't cook. And I don't do laundry sometimes for like 2 weeks, and my sponges smell, and you're gonna see all that, and I'm scared.
I got nowhere else to go.
Crying on your shoulder. Jesus, I guess I really am a woman, huh?
Okay, this is really pissing me off. Vulnerability is not gendered. And the fact that she's allowed Steve to make her think that who she is inherently flawed makes my blood boil. She really thinks that Steve is gonna turn her into the woman she's supposed to be? This guy?
But Scoops, what about the ghost?
Steve ultimately moves into her apartment a week later, immediately beginning to fully take advantage of Miranda's amenities, which include 2 free housekeepers.
Good morning.
Laundry service. A meal plan.
I was gonna make you dinner.
And unlimited sex. And because Steve is the show's pivotal king baby, he begins acting like it. He hears about a crazy get-rich-quick scheme involving a half-court shot that he has zero chance of winning, and runs home to tell his mom about it.
Guess what happened? You know how at halftime at the Knicks game, when they pick somebody to try to make a half-court shot for $1 million prize? Well, next Tuesday, it's gonna be me. They picked my name from the contest I entered at Sam Goody's.
Okay.
Just don't get your hopes up. It's a kind of tough shot, isn't it?
Not for other guys, but they don't have my moves, see?
Okay.
Then he bounces the dirty-ass basketball on her clean, white walls.
Get out! Get the f*** out! Hey! That's Ralph Lauren paint.
I'm sure her neighbors below her are also thrilled that he's bouncing it around her house.
I saw it wasn't a kid, it was actually a full-grown man.
Miranda doesn't have time for Steve's childish-ass exploits when she's too busy working to earn real money in order to maintain the home that she bought.
They messengered this overlaid. It has to be ready first thing Monday. I don't have time to go watch you shoot hoops.
Although she promised to watch him shoot hoops, she can't because she got caught up with work at the last minute. And although Miranda explains this to him, Steve throws another pissy baby tantrum because his mommy told him no.
I ask you to do one thing, one time for me, and you can't do it. What the f*** is that?
What the f*** is with the attitude?
You know how many law things I've been to? How many times I do what you want?
One little thing. Every single obstacle that Steve has thrown at Miranda, she eventually caved.
Have dinner with me.
I can't have dinner with you.
What time?
7.
Can you for 1 second believe that maybe I'm not some full of shit guy?
No. Maybe I can believe it. I have to go to work.
Not yet.
I have spinning, and then I get my dry cleaning, and I have my nails done, and I do my grocery shopping for the week. An hour and a half tops. I really don't want to worry about having sex with you in the morning and then just lying there and being late.
And they did it again in the morning. Miranda was an hour late for work and didn't even notice.
I'd like to move in.
We just started dating again. There's no need to go at warp speed here.
A week later, Miranda's man moved into her place.
Meet me in a half hour at 56 and 3rd, okay?
I can't. I got a meeting at 4.
Come on, Miranda. I think it'll help, please.
Okay.
Bruh.
Yeah, here he is, bitching just because she won't watch him play with himself on the court. Steve is a brat and always gets his way, so guess what happens?
I need you to believe in me, even if you think it is f***ing stupid.
All right, hotshot.
Steve never did win the big money at Madison Square Garden.
Later, Miranda finds out that she has oh, I forgot. YouTube might get mad at me for using such dirty clinical language. She has clams.
My gynecologist called me today, and my test, which he just threw in for good measure, came back positive.
I should be shocked that Steve, who has an astronomically high body count...
What's your number? 10.
You better be joking.
Higher.
60.
Higher.
Higher than 60? A lot higher?
Hey, I'm a bartender and I'm cute.
didn't give his meal ticket the disease, but I'm actually more shocked that he somehow has no idea what it even is.
I can't tonight, I have
clams.
I don't even know what that is, but it sounds like a problem.
He actually even suggests that it's fine if they still have sex because who cares? He's a guy, and it's not like he's going to address it until it hurts to pee anyways.
If you don't get treated, you could pass it on to other people.
But you're my only other person, and you already have it.
But see, if you've got it, we'll just keep passing it back and forth.
This also points out a glaring issue with a lot of men. They don't take their health seriously. Their partners do.
You should probably get tested.
I'm afraid of doctors. I don't even have one anymore.
Well, go to the free clinic.
This will come up in the next season when a more serious health concern arises with Steve.
Your doctor gave you an ultrasound, right? A CAT scan? Who the hell is this doctor? Has he got a storefront outside Port Authority?
I say this to say that it is absolutely frustrating that many grown men refuse to properly take care of themselves and shirk that responsibility onto their female partner.
Drop your trousers.
There's nothing going on down there. I'm just here because my girlfriend said to get the test.
I need a sample from the inside of your penis.
No! God, please, no! No!
Steve eventually finds out that he's clams negative, so after Miranda has to humiliate herself by informing the partner she had outside of Steve, they trudge forward. So now that Miranda and Steve have been living together for over a month and Steve can now legally be considered a tenant, Miranda is fully immersed in her trad wife era. She happily announces to the girls that her favorite thing to do on the weekends is serve her man.
Read into it what you will, but my new favorite thing to do on a Saturday night is Steve's laundry, and I have never been happier.
Your relationship is my greatest fear realized.
Is there a reason why Steve can't do his own laundry? The next day before work, Miranda does Steve's laundry and makes a shocking discovery.
Miranda came face to face with the true meaning of intimacy.
What is that?
What's your number?
Higher.
60. Higher than 60? I'm living with skid marks, Guy.
Oh, terrible.
And the thing I hate about this revelation is that his itchy asshole never comes up again.
Bruh.
It looks like Miranda is about to grill him on his lack of anal hygiene and that he should probably do his own damn laundry if he's basically handing her his drawers to wash. But similar to Big with Carrie, Steve just distracts her with sex.
I thought you might need some help with the wash.
Bruh.
Later, Miranda and her shitty booty boyfriend go to dinner, while cleaning up Steve, who on top of being unable to properly wipe his ass, take his health seriously,
I'm afraid of doctors. I don't even have one anymore.
or even clean up after himself, is also terrible at eating like a civilized human.
I just don't love babies with my soup. Oh my God, look at you!
And then Steve sees one cute little poop machine and pitches yet another inconvenience to Miranda.
We should have a baby.
Yeah, right.
We'd have a really cute baby. We wouldn't have to get married.
You're serious?
You better be joking.
Yeah, I'm serious. The timing's perfect.
We've only been living together for 2 months. It's way too quick, and I'm up for partner at the... We cannot have a baby. You're insane.
I want a baby to be fun.
That is not correct.
Obviously, Miranda is thrown the hell off because she doesn't want to have kids, at least not in the foreseeable future. I mean, we saw how she acted during Lainey's baby shower.
It's a baby shower. No, it's a cult. They all think the same, dress the same, and sacrifice themselves to the same cause. Babies.
Oh, it's adorable.
Look, that's Charlotte. I told you, it's a cult. The witch in Hansel and Gretel, she's very misunderstood. The woman builds her dream house, and these brats come along and start eating it. It's not like owning a foosball table, Steve. Do you have any idea how much work a baby is?
Steve responds by tuning her out when she lists all the reasons why it would be a terrible idea to reproduce.
I can hang out with him during the day. You know, I'll watch Sesame Street with him while you're at work, and I go to work at the bar.
And I'd be up all night with the baby, alone, and get no sleep, and then have to get up the next day and stay awake to work the 14 hours I need to make a partner so I can afford the apartment you're watching all this Sesame Street in.
It's not like owning a foosball table, Steve. Do you have any idea how much work
Anyway, so
Let's hope the baby inherits my positive attitude.
Miranda gets more evidence of Steve's parental ineptitude while she's working. He's watching the cable that Miranda pays for on the television that Miranda paid for, but can't be bothered to at least enjoy his cartoons at a low volume.
Something to get rid of your chicken little.
Could you turn that down? I'm working. Okay, not low enough.
You're gonna have to get used to a noisy house if we're gonna have a baby around.
I'm about to beat this up.
Okay, we're really not in a great place right now, and I don't think... Can we have this conversation, please, without Scooby-Doo?
It's a great one. It's the one where they find the ghost and that's all mine.
Turn off the cartoons.
But Scoobs, what about the ghost?
And then to further prove that Steve is Miranda's dependent, she begins nagging him like one.
It was then that Miranda realized she may have already had a baby in her house.
Turn off the cartoons. Put a coaster under that glass. And turn off the lights before you come to bed.
wash your nasty ass.
He wants to have a baby. We're in this shitty place. It's like he's a kid, and I end up nagging him all the time.
If the attempted baby trap wasn't annoying enough, Steve ups the ante, interrupting her workday to have her meet him somewhere.
Hey, I'm really busy. I don't really have time to talk.
Yeah, meet me in a half hour at 56 and 3rd, okay?
I can't. I got a meeting at 4.
Come on, Miranda, I think it'll help, please.
Okay.
Bruh.
Despite Miranda telling him that she has a meeting, Steve doesn't care, and he gets his way, as usual, when she eventually comes down to the pet store.
How exactly would this help us?
Maybe we're not ready for a baby. This could be a test run.
And who would take care of the test run?
Why the f you lying?
Please, loyal lady, take me home and love me.
Mind you, Miranda already has a cat, so if Scout and Fatty don't get along, that's even more stress for her to deal with.
Miranda had been backed into a corner. Even though she was surrounded by bitches, she didn't want to be one.
Okay.
And at 3 a.m., Miranda was getting nothing but aggravated.
This is the last straw for Miranda, and a preview of what life with a baby would be like for them, so she finally says what she's been holding in, fearing the stigma of being labeled a man-hating bitch.
Ooh. We get this puppy, and already I'm the only one taking care of it. I have been up all night, you're sound asleep, and this was a huge mistake.
Come on, relax, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine for you because you're not doing anything.
Are you f***ing dumb?
This is it. We're supposed to be equals, partners. You think we can have a baby? We can't even have a puppy together. This is it, all the time. And it's not good.
Great. So you're just gonna give up on us?
I have been trying not to give up on us for a long time.
She thought the problem was her. It wasn't.
This isn't gonna work, Steve.
There's good stuff here.
Not enough.
And even though Steve again tries to guilt her, she completely stands in what she says.
Because you don't want it to work.
Shut the f*** up.
As a reward for dumping Steve, Miranda successfully advances in her career in spite of Steve doing his hardest to sabotage her from reaching that milestone. You go, girl! But if Miranda planned on doing any celebrating of such a major accomplishment, she can't, because Steve now has to face the task of finding a new apartment, and in the meantime is still living with her for almost an entire month.
Steve and Miranda had been doing the polite, avoid each other breakup dance for about 3 weeks.
Hey, I'm sorry it's taken me so long to find a place.
Now, I know that some of y'all think that this is a reach because Steve is such a nice guy to you, but I personally think Steve is passive-aggressive and does little bitchy things to either humble Miranda, guilt her for being more successful than he is,
You need to be with a guy who's more on your level.
or make her feel bad for not immediately prioritizing him and his needs.
They messengered this overlaid. It has to be ready first thing Monday. I don't have time to go watch you shoot hoops.
I ask you to do one thing, one time for me, and you can't do it. What the f*** is that?
I say this because Steve asks Miranda to join him while he checks out his only prospective new hole in a move that was clearly done to make her feel sorry for him and buy more time on her couch.
I was gonna ask if you want to go and look at it with me, but that's weird, right?
I guess we could do that.
Bruh.
Okay, I'll take it.
You can't live here. It's the doorway to hell. There's got to be a better place. I'll help you look.
Miranda, babe, you are not his mom. If this is the best that Steve can do, which is somehow worse than that moldy shoebox he used to inhabit, then he and Scout are just gonna have to make do. Also,
I broke up with him, and he's got no money, no savings, no nothing.
Bruh.
what do you mean he has no savings? He was living in a paid-for house with 2 servants, so what the hell was he doing with his money the entire time? Oh, but if you thought Steve hadn't fully passed the audacity threshold, you'd be mistaken. Miranda comes home to this message on her phone.
Hi, if this is Steve's number, this is Myra. We met last night. I'm the advertising exec who ordered the Amstel Light. Steve, if this is you, call me.
I'm still a piece of garbage.
Miranda, kick his ass the f*** out now.
Get your s*** and get out!
Steve got a message from some girl executive desperate for him to go to a movie.
Already?
I know, it's amazing. A 34-year-old guy with no money and no place to live because he's single, he's a catch. But a 34-year-old woman with a job and a great home because she's single is considered tragic.
She raises a good point about men that no matter how unaccomplished they are, no matter how broke they are, no matter how bad their anal hygiene is, there will always be a woman desperate enough to take him in. I mean, Myra, Miranda's potential replacement, is an ad executive after all.
This is Myra. I'm the advertising exec who ordered the Amstel Light.
He's not dumb. He's a gold digger, selecting women who make more than him so he will never have to actually take care of himself because that's what women are for to him.
How much do you make?
$35,000 a year.
You?
45.
All right, 45. Let's go.
As if I didn't want to break his glasses and stomp on them enough as it is, while Steve is out with Myra, Scout is left to keep Miranda up at night. Steve doesn't give a f***. That's Miranda's problem until he gets a new girlfriend.
Steve, the dog. Steve!
Miranda realized he was with the girl executive.
The next day, we learn Miranda is still mommying him, circling apartments she found in the newspaper.
Morning. I circled a bunch of apartments in the Village Voice that sound good.
Girl, this man is not going to find his own place. He's moving his shit from your apartment to his next girlfriend's apartment like the bum he is. Then she wants to keep in touch?
Steve, I was gonna say keep in touch, but that's weird, right?
I guess we could do that.
Okay, so Steve is finally gone. Awesome. The universe is a hell of a comedian, so it only makes sense that she runs into Steve, who has already found his next sponsor.
Hey, look who it is.
Hey! Hi!
2 beers at a time.
They're not just for us, so.
Carrie, Miranda, this is Jessica, Susan.
Honey, do you still want to see the movie or just crash?
Obviously, Miranda is not over Steve and his stained tighty-whities, so she takes this to heart, although I think it should have been obvious that he was on the prowl when Myra shot her shot on her answering machine. Anyways, the season ends with Miranda and the rest of the ladies single as a Pringle. But in the next season, even though they aren't together, Steve ends up permanently securing the bag.
This isn't your crazy yellow toenail, Steve. This is cancer.
Who's gonna f a Uniball bartender?
I'm pregnant.
Bruh. Bruh.